Well, welcome everyone to once again All Things Brunswick. It's Tuesday, the 20th of May, and I want to wish my co host Todd a lovely time with his family. He's gone to his granddaughter's graduation, so we're going to miss him today. And TK, bless your heart, couldn't do this without you. So I have to give him kudos because he's the best. And we have a great guest today. I'm very excited. I have known this lady for many years, and she always steps up when needed. I have never known her not to. Please welcome the Executive Director of the Southport Oak Island Chamber, Karen Sphar.
Well, thank you for having me today.
I'm so happy you came back to see us.
Of course.
Karen, please tell our audience a little bit about you personally.
Well, let's see. I'm not native to North Carolina. I have been in North Carolina, though, for more than half my life now. I grew up in a little town called Southington, Ohio, which is just outside of Cleveland, in Youngstown area. And no, I'm not a Browns fan. I'm a Steeler fan. So I'm a traitor to the Ohioans out there.
How old were you when you moved here?
I was 24, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you all are doing the math.
Oh, no. No, we're just wondering. I was just wondering if you came as a child or, with your family, or is your family still in Ohio?
No, actually, I did move down with them. My dad was a steel worker in Ohio there, and my mother was a homemaker, and they had always vacationed in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but they saw a brochure on the Southport Oak Island area, and they decided that they didn't really want to be that far removed from services, and the Southport Oak Island area really fit the bill for them for retirement.
As it does most people.
Mm-hmm. And I remember coming through the green swamp, and this is a 24-year-old single woman thinking, where have I moved to?
It's so funny you should say that, because our directions, my husband and I, we came here in 94, and the directions took us through the green swamp. And I thought the same thing. I said to Tyr, where have you brought me?
And the frogs were croaking. It was
my
hilarious.
gosh, yes.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't trade it for the
Me
world
neither.
now.
We came in 94, and probably about 10 years later, we looked at each other and said, this was a great move. Mm-hmm. And he loved it here, and I do as well. I mean, I lost him, but I'm still here.
That's right. That's right. It's home now.
Yeah, it really is.
And now my sister and mother-in-law moved down. My nephew and his wife and family are all in the Garner area. So we're all
great.
Transplanted to North Carolina.
Yeah. I know a lot of families who have done that. So how long have you been executive director of the Chamber?
Well, I've been at the Chamber it'll be in July, 36 years.
Wow.
Not the whole time as the director, but most of that time.
Yeah. I am not surprised.
I started when I was 2.
Okay. I can tell that you do an excellent job, and I can tell that you like it because of the job that you do.
I do love it.
When I was special events coordinator in my city, you and I talked often because I always needed something from you.
Well, you were very busy. You had a lot going on.
Yeah, I had a few things going on, but I cannot thank you enough. You helped me so much.
Well, thank you.
And you're still doing that for folks in the area. So
much
I'm sure they don't want to lose you.
Well, I'm getting to the age now that I have a few years left in me, but I want to go enjoy the beach as well. And
sure you do. You don't have any frequent or right-away plans to retire?
It's a few years off.
Okay,
Not many,
good.
but a few years off.
Phew. Okay, folks, you heard it. So tell me how the chamber was established. I have to say, when Tyr and I came in '94, we drove down Howe Street. Oh my! And Southport did not look anything like it does now. There were buildings with broken windows, and there were cars upside down in the yards, and it looked like something out of a Stephen King movie. And once again, I said to him, "Where have you brought me?" When we came to the area house hunting, Peter Weinkoff, he was the realtor that showed us around, showed us housing and whatnot. And he worked for Margaret Rudd. And I thought the same thing. I said to Tyr, I don't want to live in this place, which I think is why we chose where we did. But when did that change start becoming so drastic?
I think the city of Southport, I'm trying to remember, I think it was called Southport 2000. It was a downtown revitalization group that was a quasi-government, nonprofit partnership. And they really just took a focus on what the downtown looked like and how they kind of wanted it to look. And then they were fortunate enough to have a couple of developers. Aaron Dickey was one of those.
Right.
And he came in and bought up some of the properties, like old gas stations and those kind of things, and really put up the whole business down below with the residential up above. That concept was new to Southport.
Right.
And
it's wonderful.
Yeah, they did. He did a very nice job in developing that. He did a few of those as well over on Oak Island, and you know, it was definitely the turning point. Before, you may have had some businesses down there that maybe were more hobby businesses, but you don't have the hobby businesses any longer. They are full-time business owners in that area now.
And I have noticed that in the last few years, they have not changed as frequently as they did before.
Yeah.
People seem to come and start their business, establish themselves, and stay.
They do. And now you're seeing a little bit of turnover in the business owners. So you're seeing some of them age out, or they've built their business and they're entrepreneurs, and most entrepreneurs like to start over.
Sure.
And that's kind of the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah. The change in Southport between then and now is, there should be a movie. I mean, it amazes me every time I drive down Howe Street, because it is so beautiful and so different. And the fact that the residential area is like backed right up to the commercial area, and that makes it so nice. It's so quaint.
It's a neighborhood. It's a community.
Yes.
You know, and it's a pretty tight-knit community. And
absolutely.
And, you know, it's between dogs and golf carts.
And that's another thing. I love seeing the golf carts driving all over. When I have family here or guests from other areas, they just fall in love with Southport.
It's beautiful. And the motion industry, motion picture industry, they've really kind of assisted with a little bit of that development as well, bringing more economic notoriety to the area through the movies.
Yes.
Safe Haven was probably one of the largest.
Oh, yes,
I
that
Know
was
What You
great.
Did Last Summer. Those really did highlight Southport very well.
Well, and that was a good choice on their part, because the area was perfect for it.
It was.
So tell me a little bit about the chamber. What do you exactly do for the businesses in our community?
Well, we do a lot of opportunities for them. Existing businesses, we work with mostly existing businesses. Startup businesses, what we will do is partner with our Brunswick Community College Small Business Center to make sure that they're getting off on the right foot. So April Scott over there at BCC Small Business Center, she does a phenomenal job with startup businesses and trying to get them with a business plan and everything. But once they're up and running, we are a nonprofit organization, so we are membership-based.
Right.
And they can join the chamber and access the benefits. And we do a lot of networking, a lot of connecting businesses, and just a lot of support for getting the name out of these businesses when they open. Opportunities for them to meet the residents through our Coastal Consumer Show.
I love that show.
Yeah, and then we added the Coastal Health, Fitness, and Beauty Show this year. That was a huge success.
Good.
And we do a home and lifestyle show as well. That one's an outdoor show.
I wish you'd do them on different nights because I always have a meeting on that night.
Oh, no. Well, then we added this year the Fashion with Friends event.
I know. And that was last Saturday?
No, it was actually in April.
It was in April, that's right.
This one was April. It was a Thursday night. We had 240 people attend our first event.
Now, where did you have this?
We had it at the St. James Community Center.
Wonderful.
Which is a really, it's such a benefit to have something like that in our community.
I love that. We've used that facility for many things.
Yeah.
We just had our Lincoln Reagan Douglas dinner there Saturday night.
Oh, nice.
And it's beautiful there.
It is. And Steve Brennan runs that. He does a phenomenal job.
Yes.
I mean, if it's anything, him and his staff, they'll just go right up above
They
and
are
beyond.
so nice.
Yes.
They'll do anything to make it better for you. So
They will.
So your fashion show is a success, and that was your first one.
It was.
And you intend to continue these?
We will.
Now, what do you do? Choose certain boutiques or whatever to display their wares?
Well, we used to do the 4th of July festival, and so we decided that we probably needed to get out of the festival business as much and more into how do we promote our businesses more.
Okay.
How do we segment, we look at our different segments and how do we serve them better? So the Fashion with Friends was a discussion that came out of that. We had 8 different boutiques that were involved, and they showcased several of their outfits. And so it was really just a way for us to take a segment of our community that there's quite a few boutiques in our area.
Yes.
And how do we put the spotlight on them?
Right.
And the fashion show really did that.
That's perfect.
And we did the same thing with the health, fitness, and beauty show. It was how do we focus more on that particular part of our industry locally. So that's how we added that show.
What a great idea. So you will continue all of them?
We will.
Yearly. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to try to get to them next year.
Oh, good.
So do you have a gathering or a luncheon or whatever for the businesses at the chamber on any particular day?
We have something called Business Connections. It's every Tuesday. It's a referral group. So every Tuesday you'll have 25 to 30 of the members in our conference room at the chamber office on Long Beach Road.
Okay.
Our office is right there between Dollar General and
Right.
Angie's Produce, right across from the Go Gas. Plugs for them.
Yeah, we're fine. We love to give plugs to all our local businesses.
But we'll have 25, 30
So
different
do they
businesses
just
there.
come as they can?
Yes, you can come as they can, and they pass business between each other, and we track it.
Oh,
so
that's
we
wonderful.
know how
I have
much
to do
business that they're passing. Yes, please, you need to come in there.
I do. All Things Brunswick is, we're different. We are with a totally different network now. I am the host. I have one co-host, and we are on several different entities, whereas we were not before. I have Coastal Carolina Network, which is TK
Yay.
and CB, and they do kind of do my PR and all the things that are necessary to make this work. And I have some great sponsors. So I'm just getting my feet wet, just to be truthful, and I need to get cards made and all the things that you do. So, but I definitely want to come to this.
Yes, Business
And-
Connections. It happens every Tuesday at noon at the Chamber. Lucinda Arnold with Made New and
I know
Coastal Painting
Lucinda. Yeah.
and Improvements. She is the chairman of that, and
Great.
she has run the meetings for. I want to say we've been doing it for probably 6 years plus, maybe more than that now.
And you
Come to think
always
about it.
have a good crowd.
We always have a good crowd. We don't meet the Tuesday after holidays, so
Right.
we won't meet Memorial Day week.
Right.
So there's certain Tuesdays we don't. So if you go to the Chamber's website, it'll
Yeah.
have the calendar on there.
Wonderful. Well, that needs to go on my calendar.
It does. It does. And then we have our after hours events. They're business networking after hours. It's held monthly at different business locations who want to host it. The
Right.
last one we had at Wade's Jewelers.
Tell me a little bit about those.
They're more relaxed, whereas Business Connections is very focused and very structured, networking and referraling. The networking after hours are more social. So you'll come in, they'll have adult refreshments, something to snack on,
Right.
and you can go around the room and just talk shop or just talk personal stuff.
So these businesses, they come to you and say, I would like to do this. Wonderful. I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that here.
Good.
Well, how interesting. When you go back to your meetings on Tuesdays, you spoke about referrals. Tell me how that works.
Well, during the meeting, what they'll do is they'll do their 30-second elevator pitch. So everybody in there, if you're coming to it, make sure you know how to do a 30-second because they time you.
Okay.
And then after that,
I talk fast.
we'll have a little chamber update. You're good. And then they'll have a little chamber update, and then they always have a 10-minute presenter. And then at the end of the meeting, they have little slips of paper which they can do a warm introduction. So say that I ran into you at the grocery store and you were looking for a painter. And I said, well, I know somebody, let me give you their number, or I will give them your number. And you would say, okay, that would be great. So on Tuesday, that person would come to the meeting and write out the little referral and say, please call Mary at this number.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And so that person will then track it. If you do business with them,
Right.
then they will actually write down the amount of the job. And I'm the only one that sees the amounts. And at the end of the year, we tally the results of how much business they passed in between each other.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Yeah. I definitely would like to attend.
And the beauty of Business Connections is when you walk into that room, it's a very warm group. You won't feel that it's a cold room.
I'll tell you, Karen, the first time I walked into your new chamber headquarters there, I had that warm feeling.
Good.
It's a wonderful place.
Good, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we have some excellent staff too. Our
Yes.
information specialists are
Yeah.
so wonderful.
I'm ashamed to say I've been a member since last year, and I haven't utilized any of your.
No, you need to.
I know I do. Okay, so that's as a matter of fact, I will grab my co-host and we will
Please do.
come, and that way he can get used to it as well. So
We had coffee with the girls this morning. That's another networking event that
yes,
we do.
tell me about those. I see that often.
Yeah, we do those once a month, the third Tuesday, and they're different locations. So this month we were at Hawthorne at Pine Forest, the apartments on 211, and they took us on a lovely tour of those apartments. And we just gather up and have some coffee and the muffin, or actually I think we had coffee from a Cafe Aurora today and Bernie's Bakery.
Ooh.
Not on my diet, but every once in a while you got to splurge.
Nobody refuses
No,
Bernie's.
it's hard. I mean,
It's
if you can
wonderful.
refuse a Bernie's croissant, you
There's something wrong with you.
yes.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
If you are a new business coming to this area,
Yeah.
okay, the first suggestion would be to go and visit you
Yes. Yes.
and listen to what you have to offer.
Correct. Well, first, come visit us, and we do allow non-members to at least attend 2 functions before we require membership to attend the third.
Okay,
So you can kick the tires with us and see if we're
Great.
right for you.
wonderful. Oh, that is. Now, your responsibilities include Southport and Oak Island, Boiling Spring Lakes. What else?
Bald Head Island,
Ballhead Island,
Bolivia.
too.
We have Bolivia,
Okay.
Sunset Harbor, and Caswell Beach.
Oh my! Well, so you've got quite the area,
Yes. Yes.
and all of these areas are booming.
They are. It's wonderful.
And on that note, we are going to take a break and pay some bills. So stay with us, folks. We've got a lot of good information. What a great place we all call home. From colorful sunsets to panoramic coastal views. The best attractions are its people, a community of friends and family. J.K. Summers, attorney at law, recognizes this fact and is proud of his work to protect their rights. Put your trust in him to prepare wills and trusts, real estate transactions, contract and LLC creations, and criminal, traffic, and civil matters. Visit oakislandlaw.com or call 910-253-5572. J.K. Summers, attorney at law.
Veteran Awareness sponsored by You Are Not Alone. Today's veteran homeless rate is approximately 19,750, and the numbers are declining because of the various veteran programs. If you or a veteran you know is homeless, please call 877-4AID-VET. This is a confidential and toll-free call. From this veteran to other veterans, please be there to help our brother and sister veterans. Again, the number is 1-877-424-3838. And thank you for your service.
Welcome back, folks, to All Things Brunswick. Today, my guest is Karen Sphar. She is the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce for this area, which includes quite a few places I just learned. And we are talking about exactly what they do and how they can welcome business to this area. And one of the things, Karen, in this area that is huge is tourism.
Yes.
So tell me how the chamber fits into that.
Tourism is huge in our area. I know they kind of drive slow on the roads. They block the aisles in the grocery store when they're shopping on Saturday morning. But tourism does count.
We count on them.
And we count on them. We have a survey that says that without our tourism industry, every resident in this county would pay almost $900 a year more in taxes.
Wow.
So that in itself, I think is a good incentive to say, okay,
Drive at any speed you want.
and I will go to the grocery store at another time.
Yes. My goodness, I did not realize that.
Every resident, not just taxpayers.
And we have like 150,000 people in this county.
Yeah.
But without it, every one of them would be paying that amount.
Yes. They would have to come
My
up with that
goodness.
much. Yeah, it's significant. So we have a campaign called Tourism Counts, and we are taking just a little bit of time to do some positive PR for our tourism industry.
Great.
We do actually publish once a year our Picture Perfect Guide for living and recreating in the area. It also has a very nice business directory in the back.
That's what I like.
So that's our members. Of course, it's only as good as the day we printed it for the business community that's in there. We do have quite a significant sized website that'll list all the new members since the
It's
publication.
wonderful. Gives you a lot of good information, folks.
And we're embarking on a new kind of promotion for our front-facing personnel, which are your hotel clerks, your accommodation rental front desk people, your shop owners, and the people that check you out
Right.
at the restaurants and those kind of things. In June, we're going to put together 300 baskets of tourism-related items. And if you're in the tourism business and want to put something in there, we're just asking that you make it memorable, that it's not just a brochure, that it's either a discount, it's something that will introduce your business to those front-facing personnel in our tourism professionals in our tourism industry. And we're going to go hand deliver them to our member restaurants, our member motels, our member rental agencies, and our shop owners. So if they're not a member of the chamber, they probably won't see us. But if they are a member and they're in one of those three categories, we're going to bring them a nice little tourism counts bag, and whatever our business community wants to put in that bag, we're going to make sure that they get a.
So, in essence, who benefits from that?
Well, it would be the business community would benefit from having their information in front of the very
Right.
people that give referrals. So it goes back to referrals. Your front desk clerks, your people at your restaurants, your shop folks. When you're a tourist in someone's town, who do you ask for? Where do I go to eat? Where do I go to play?
Exactly.
Where do I go to shop? You ask those very same people.
So they will be the recipients of the baskets.
Correct.
And it will be up to them to promote the businesses who have put the goodies in the basket.
Correct.
Wonderful. What a great idea.
Yeah. So it just gives a lot more exposure
Sure.
to folks that maybe don't, they don't really go out in your community, and they might not have enough money to eat at one of the more expensive restaurants. Or, they might not shop in the local boutiques. So it's how do those people get the word out in that
True.
referral network? And we thought this would be a really kind of cool, different way to do it.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's mid-June. We're going to be delivering the baskets.
Okay. And so when do you suppose that you will know the success of this?
I think the business owners will tell us.
Okay.
And I think they'll learn from the first time we do it what they need to do for the second time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always that's the very first time is actually just a training session
Right, right.
in anything.
Yeah. I keep telling people, attach your card to the cookie, you know.
Yeah.
But you got to give a cookie.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Well, I have to think on that. So you're asking the businesses to donate 300
Items
items. Okay.
and cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
And most of them will already have things they give away. It's like the Coastal Consumer Show,
Right.
those kind of things. I mean, this isn't.
I have been a winner at one of those.
There you go.
That was fun.
Yes.
I won a beautiful pair of earrings from Renee's Fine Jewelry.
I bet they were pretty.
They were beautiful. I still have them. I love them.
You were lucky.
Yes, I was. That was the perfect gift to win. And that was probably the last time I could attend because every time thereafter I had a meeting. So I'm going to have to do something different about that.
You are going to definitely have to.
Folks, you have to attend these shows. They're wonderful. I got to know businesses that I didn't even realize were in the area.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the best part of it. We pretty much have everything.
We do. We have a lot of things that people don't know they need until they need it.
Exactly.
We probably could use a few more office space out there. So if you're a builder and you're thinking about what can I build, office space would be a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of professional services and things that we could bring in if we had more office space.
So tell me how this influx of people has affected the chamber and the area in your eyes.
It's been very good to see a lot of different. We talk about the variety of businesses in our community. Without the influx of year-round residents or visitors, you probably wouldn't have that variety. The number of restaurants that the average resident enjoys. If you didn't have the tourists that come to our area and put that amount of money into your economy, you may not have the number of restaurants.
Right.
You're going to have restaurants. We did a study 2 years ago about a county similar in population size that did not have the visitation. And it was striking about how few businesses that year-round population supported.
Wow.
In that county. And it was very interesting. It was a very shocking kind of, if you thought about it.
I am sure.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but I'm thinking, okay, we have many people who have homes here and homes elsewhere. And oftentimes, in talking with them, they choose to come here not during the tourist season. So, and when that is the case, we have people here all the time.
We do.
Which makes it wonderful. Because you have the off season where your people with two homes decide to come here, and then you have the summer season, I guess it is, that you're going to get all your tourists. So either way, we have a full boat.
We do. And we always look at ourselves as not a beach community, but a community at the beach.
Right. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Oak Island. Now, that has grown as well.
It has.
It's so different over there.
It's wonderful. It's very much a large residential population. It's one of the largest residential communities in the county.
Right.
Their population is pretty much year-round, but they have, like you said, that influx of either second homeowners or vacationers. the infrastructure that goes along with that. They've done a really nice job with sidewalks and making it very accessible with crosswalks over the Davis Canal or just, the
We
beach
have
accesses.
New Bridge.
The new bridge, it's
I
been
mean,
wonderful.
And when you drive over there and drive the main route, I mean, there are so many new businesses with these beautiful buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wonderful just to drive down there and look at them.
You can see the different changes in the business community, the Oak Island Drive.
Oh,
per
yes.
se. You
Yeah.
can see it changing
Yep.
and evolving, like Southport did.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Oak Island is just a little bit behind.
Maybe not behind as far as anything other than the newness
Right.
of some of the development, but it's definitely, that community is just vibrant.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the Parks and Recreation Department for Oak Island does a phenomenal job with their summer concerts. They're doing a Mardi Gras festival. They're doing everything they can
I know.
for their restaurant or for their residents and the visitors.
Right.
And the residents come out and enjoy so many activities that
Yeah.
the town provides. So in that essence, I think sometimes they're ahead of a lot of different towns
That's
in
true.
the area.
Yes, they do have things that they have gone ahead, I'm sure.
And the business community itself, I mean, it's got some of the best restaurants.
Oh,
It's,
yes.
There's just so many good things on Oak Island, too.
I remember restaurants when we first moved here. I don't think there are very many of the same ones left, but they have many, many great ones that have come about. So we could eat out every night of the week and not hit them all for a while.
True. True.
Um,
I think the biggest challenge I see for our business community is sometimes cost for
Yes.
startups. And hopefully that can change. We see a lot of people on Facebook, they'll bemoan the fact that another chain has come in town. Well, a chain does provide jobs.
Yes,
So
it does.
that's a good thing.
Yes.
The mom and pop restaurants and things, definitely we love to see those.
Absolutely.
But when your impact fees are $80,000
I know.
or plus, it does limit the amount of small business that can
Yes.
afford to put something new in. So those kind of things really need to be addressed.
They certainly do. I am amazed at the fees. I mean, I almost fell over when I realized what the cost was to start a car wash.
Yes.
How could anybody be able to afford that?
And that's not the cost of the building, and that's
no,
what
no.
people don't understand is
No.
that's just the ability to say, I'm going to put a car wash there. They're going to charge you $180,000, $75,000 or more sometimes.
Well, they charge you for individual stalls, and the cost is astronomical. It amazes me. Everybody says, "Oh no, another car wash." Well, I had to give these people credit, folks, because it's costing them a fortune to put it up. And everybody here washes their car at least once or twice a week. Come on, you've got 150,000 people that want to wash their car.
I need to step up my game. I'm like once a month.
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't have time to go out and wash my car.
Oh, no, I don't wash it at all.
I have to hire someone or go through a car wash. And during pollen season, it's very simple to go through a car wash.
It's wonderful, though. Somebody else cleaning my car.
Can you tell me a little bit about Bolivia and what the Chamber has done to help these folks?
Well, we offer all of our members the same opportunities for networking and things. So if you're a business in Bolivia and you want to connect more with the greater community of the Southport Oak Island area, because we're an
Right.
area chamber. If we put all 7 towns in the name, it would be a little cumbersome.
Yes.
So, but, you know, if you want to connect with that greater community, then join the chamber and we'll connect you up that way.
Well, and in talking with folks, Bolivia is country living. People look forward to having property and trees and a pond and whatever. And so their preference is, and we're in Bolivia right now. I mean, Bolivia is a beautiful area.
It is.
Absolutely beautiful. But I have noticed, excuse me, in the last few years that we have buildings going up here and there. Next door to us, we have a group of buildings, and one of those buildings serves a great purpose. It houses the food pantries.
Family assistance,
Yes.
great organization.
And they needed that so much. They needed a bigger area to carry all that food. So, and of course, we have some great gas stations going up. But you know what, folks, think about it. In this day and age, gas stations aren't really gas stations. They're everything station.
Yeah, their convenience.
Yes. So, but Bolivia has also grown, in my estimation,
They have.
and a lot of building, communities popping up here and there.
They are.
Yep.
You've got the Lower Cape Fear Hospice Life Care, or Lower Cape Fear Life Care Center
Right.
in Bolivia.
And the
Phenomenal.
VA.
Yeah, that's a great organization. Both the VA and Lower
Yes.
Cape Fear Life Care.
Yep.
They Life Care actually won our nonprofit of the year this year.
That's right. I remember reading that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we had our small business of the year is Cape Fear Fitness,
Yes.
and our customer service is Better Beach Rentals and Sales. So we do a award ceremony every year.
Right.
And
Isn't there another thing that you have? It's People's Choice.
the Golden Pineapple.
Oh, yes. Tell us about the golden
Yeah.
pineapple.
So Golden Pineapple, the pineapple is the international symbol for hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to, we call it the Golden Pineapple because of that. And every quarter, the residents can nominate, or they can go on their Google accounts or whatever and do a nice review of the business. And if the business turns that review into us, or if they go on our website and they fill out the form nominating a business, it only takes one nomination to win a Golden Pineapple.
Wow.
So we don't do a vote for on that one. It's if they get a nomination, they automatically get a Golden Pineapple. We give them a nice certificate. It's an award ceremony that we do, and then at the end of the year, we take all nominees or the award recipients for the last 4 quarters, and they can go for customer service of the year.
Oh.
So our customer service, small business, and nonprofit of the year, they have to put a packet together, and the Brunswick Community College Small Business Center actually does the judging for us.
Well, isn't that interesting?
And that's how we nominate.
Because I have seen hairdressers, salons, and there have been more than one, so I wondered how you did that.
Yeah, it comes from the customer.
That's great.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if one person fills out a good customer service, then they're doing something right.
Well, and it's so easy to choose somebody and 2 days later know that somebody else is just as good.
Yes.
We have so many great people here
I do.
that service us in many different fields. it would be so hard for me to have to choose any one thing.
Well, you don't have to.
No.
You can nominate as many as you want.
Well, yeah, and I'm famous for, I don't know, maybe people think she's not very loyal, but I am famous for trying this one, this one, this one, this one.
You like to spread the love.
Well, I kind of do, and I like to see the difference, in their fields and whatnot. So,
Nothing wrong with that.
well, I
Now,
hope
I will
not.
say on the Golden Pineapple, the nomination, you can nominate somebody, but they do have to be a chamber member to actually receive
Right.
the Golden Pineapple.
Right.
So I want to clarify that. We do actually let the business know they had been nominated if they're not a member of the chamber, so that they're aware that they did something really good.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's great. Huh? If you could say one thing to new folks that have come to the area and they want to start up a new business, what would you tell them?
Do your research, have a business plan, and work the plan.
Great, great.
Yeah, that's 3 things.
That's okay. That's perfect, Karen. Yes. Now, do you have issues? Well, I mean, I don't want to use the word problems, but I know that we have folks that are concerned with the building going on, and that has to include businesses as well.
I'm sure it does.
And does the chamber have issues with that, or?
We don't have a stance on it per se, an official stance on it. I think as business owners, we too live in this county, and I think that gets somewhere lost in translation when people look at the business community as a whole and say, oh, they're a bunch of money grubbers or something.
Right.
They're your neighbors. They live right next door to you. They have the same impacts as you and I.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of challenges to growth, and our leaders need our help. What we as residents want to see that growth look like.
Right. So you wouldn't think that if somebody is coming new to the area and starting a new business, they do receive a lot of support.
They do.
Okay.
Yes.
And that would be from their neighbors as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we must do that, folks. We must. And we're going to break just for a minute and pay some bills again. And please stay with us. I have Karen Sphar with us today. What a great place we all call home. From colorful sunsets to panoramic coastal views. The best attractions are its people, a community of friends and family. J.K. Summers, attorney at law, recognizes this fact and is proud of his work to protect their rights. Put your trust in him to prepare wills and trusts, real estate transactions, contract and LLC creations, and criminal, traffic, and civil matters. Visit oakislandlaw.com or call 910-253-5572. J.K. Summers, attorney at law.
Veteran Awareness sponsored by You Are Not Alone. Today's veteran homeless rate is approximately 19,750, and the numbers are declining because of the various veteran programs. If you are a veteran you know is homeless, please call 877-4AID-VET. This is a confidential and toll-free call. From this veteran to other veterans, please be there to help our brother and sister veterans. Again, the number is 1-877-424-3838. And thank you for your service.
Welcome back, everybody, to All Things Brunswick. Today with us, we have the Executive Director of the Chamber for this area, Karen Sphar. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have had a great conversation about everything that you folks do for this area. We are blessed to have you.
Well,
Certainly are.
it's a blessing for me to be there.
Well, if I were a small business owner, I would run to your office.
You know, the Chamber of Commerce is across the nation. They do a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And the joke is, you've been in one Chamber of Commerce, you've been in one chamber. So basically, they're not all the same. Some of them work a little different, but we all have some basic similar programs.
Right.
But
I am familiar with other chambers. I have to tell you, I don't think that I felt as welcome as I did here.
nice. Well, I'm glad we were good to you that day.
Absolutely. You were. Well, Karen, you know, during my whole career with that city, I leaned on you so much.
Wow. You were doing a lot of stuff there. I mean, I always appreciated everything you were doing.
Thank you.
And
Well, and I appreciated all your help because I needed people to help me.
well, you have a lot of events.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we had fun.
Definitely.
So, what is your favorite thing about being executive director of the chamber?
You know, it's going to sound cliche, but watching people realize their dreams.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
nice.
They save all their lives, some of them, to create a business. And it could either be a nightmare or a blessing,
Right.
depending on how it's received
Yes.
by the community.
You know, and it's so funny because we did have a business in Southport that friends of mine who they liked collections and they liked shopping for those collections, and one day just said, we're going to open a business. And they did, and they were so welcomed in the community, and they did so well. And so you know what? You can realize your dreams when after you've retired, you could realize that you want to open a business and do what you've been doing for fun.
Right, right.
And I think that some of our businesses in Southport have done just that,
They have,
and they're all successful.
yes. And I get to meet all of them, and I'm just blessed that way. And, you know, and we talk about business connections a lot, that Tuesday connections, that it's really not, it's more personal. Doing business with somebody is very personal,
Right.
you know, and you want to know who you're doing business with.
Exactly.
And so it's relationship building,
Yes.
whether it be business to business or business to consumer. It's all about building those relationships.
Absolutely.
And you have to like people.
And I think that if you want your business to succeed, then you have to be a helpmate as well.
You do.
So it's exactly what you said, Karen, networking.
Networking. You've got to network.
Yeah.
You've got to build your referrals.
That's wonderful.
Now, we do one more event I've got to plug in
Oh,
because I
please
forgot.
do, yes.
I don't know how I could forget our biggest event of the year. It's got a $2 million economic impact on our county.
Wow.
And it's the U.S. Open King Mackerel
Yes.
Tournament. It's held every October, and we are now holding it at Dutchman Creek Park in right down Fish Factory Road there.
Right. Yep.
We've been holding it there since probably, I'm trying to think, this is our 5th year, maybe 6th year.
Yep.
County Parks and Recreation Department, amazing job they do. They allow us to do it there, and we bring our circus to town.
Yes, you do.
But last year we had 561 boats participate in that event.
Was that the largest you've ever had?
It was second largest.
Second largest.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact boat count, but it was a few boats shy of that. But weather always dependent.
Yes. I know that it was huge last year. I had a friend who worked it, and and she told me that it was huge.
It was.
So
And it's a lot of fun. It's a very a lot of families on boats. You've got different generations. So
Right.
you've got Grandpa who's fished them since he
yep,
started fishing here, and then you got the son and the granddaughter, and it's just multi-generational.
I think
the
they
boats.
prepare for that all year.
Yeah, they do. And we've got some professional guys that go a circuit,
Right.
so they're in there too. But the nice part about October fishing around here is you don't have to go too far offshore
Right.
to get the kinks.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a very leveling playing field on that one.
I have learned a great deal about the king mackerel since I've lived here. I fly fish in Maine, and fish don't bite me up there. But I am told that a king mackerel will bite you if you get your hand too close to them. I was just amazed. And then when I saw one and saw the teeth, I went, okay.
Yeah. Stay toward the tail.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wow. And that's another thing. That's another tourist enjoyment, I guess, for this area is the fishing.
It is.
And I have never in my life heard about so many fish and tasted, since I've lived here. I have tasted fish I never heard of and loved them.
And some of them look pretty ugly.
They do, but
They taste good.
oh my goodness, So, I mean, folks, we have everything here. We really do.
We do.
And I cannot tell you how pleased we are to have you, Karen,
Thank you very much,
and for
Marianne.
all that you do for this area.
Well, we appreciate you too and everything you have done for many years and continue to do.
Thank you. I would like you to come back anytime.
Sure.
We want to keep up with what the chamber's doing
Okay.
and
happy
anything
to.
new coming down the pike. And I'm definitely going to start attending these Tuesday things. I think that's awesome.
I would love to see you there.
Well, I think I'm going to have to come.
That's right.
Folks, we have had a wonderful show with the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce for this area, Karen Sphar. Please visit the office, and the address is
4433 Long Beach Road.
right 4433 Long Beach Road. And I bet you have pamphlets and whatnot in
We
there
do.
for the businesses.
We sure do.
Yep. Stop by and say hi to Karen. Tell her that you heard her on the show and you enjoyed it. And next week, our guest will be Rich Auld, who is the new mayor of Southport. So join us again. Have a wonderful week and good night.
Thank you.